guys, what are you guys doing on the floor with me? Just kidding. We all know why we're here. It's Pandamaroo Draws, and this is a video that I've been meaning to make for a long time. It's my What YouTubers Made Me Buy video. So first disclaimer. That's hyperbole. They didn't make me buy anything, but you know what I mean. We were all young, impressionable YouTube watchers at one point, and so was I. So that's disclaimer number one. Disclaimer number two, you don't need all this stuff, and neither do I. Some of it was a mistake. That's disclaimer number two. Disclaimer number three is to caveat disclaimer number two, which is I have ADHD. But before 2019, I didn't know. And so a lot of these purchases were ADHD riddled impulse buys. And this is where we are. And disclaimer number 4. Even if I don't like something, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad product. I don't think there's too many things that I have that I think are legitimately bad products. There are a couple, but you know, not too many. So just because I don't like it doesn't mean that it wouldn't work for you, or you should feel bad if you have it. I'm going to try to explain why I do or don't like it, so that maybe, like, you know, if you have similar taste and sensory issues or whatever like me, then you can. I just don't want people to waste money because in this economy. But you know, I have my list, I have my products everywhere, and we're gonna get started. So first thing on the list, we know them, we love them, it's Moleskines. Once again, I was once an impressionable youngish girl, and we all know that you've guys seen the sketchbook tour on this one, that the Moleskine craze was crazing, and kind of still is. This one is one with the actual art paper in it. This one was Hello Kitty themed, so I got it, but this is the one that has like just like the really thin pages, so you couldn't do like much of anything with this one. But Hello Kitty. I'm not crazy big about Moleskines. I think they're overpriced. I don't think the paper is all that good. I think it's just one of those things that people have hyped up. They're not bad, but it's just like, for the price, you could get something way better. And I think that's what a lot of these things are. Like, if you just got this as a gift, fantastic. But if you have to go out and buy it, I don't know. But yeah, this was one of the first ones of the I fell into the YouTube trap. And I'm not mad. It was still fun, and I have this one has a special place in my heart because I do believe this was the first ever sketchbook that I ever finished. So, you know, thank you, Moleskine. Thank you. Put that way over there. Okay. Maybe we should just go through and like categories like sketchbooks, papers, and all that, you know, see if we can do it like that. I'm probably going to forget, so don't hold me to it. But the next one on the list is comparable to the Moleskine craze. It's render sketchbooks. There's also a sketchbook tour on this one. If you guys don't know the deal about render sketchbooks, you can do a whole bunch of marker on them and it will not bleed through the pages. That being said, it does make the paper really thick. There has to be some kind of like coating or something in the middle of it. They're not sharing their secrets with me, but you really can. I didn't do as much marker. This is an early sketchbook too. I did not do as much marker as I should have in this one. But you really can go in with the marker in this. They claim that you can do anything like spray paint, acrylic, blah, 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 blah. It does not take water. I tried to do watercolor in it and it was gross. So if you do water mediums, do not get a render. And I have a couple different ones. This is the one I do on my swatches. I don't know why that word was following me. This is the one where I do all my swatches in. Cause I don't like spiral bound stuff. I don't like spiral bound paper, so this is just the one I do my swatches for all the markers that I get. Sanjoki, you hurt me again. But that's that. And then I actually have a couple this size. I just started messing with this one, so there's not really much in it. This is just the back page. I do like render sketchbooks. Two issues. One, they are kind of expensive, so if you want to get one, I would recommend trying to find them when they're on sale. Two, they claim they lay flat. And the other thing is, it's the cover. The cover does not lay flat. You cannot get this bad boy flat. So if you bend it, like if you do like this with it, then it's gonna stay that way. And you have to kind of like and handle it back. And it's also one of those. There's another one, I think it's Strathmore, that has a similar issue where like it just like it holds, like you can see like fingerprints and like it gets like real beat up and stuff. It's like one of those kind of textures. So if that's something that like bothers you or you're not into, I completely understand. But do all of them have it? This one has it. The hardbound ones don't have it. They have something similar, but it's not like that. So if you don't like the way it feels and stuff. My cats have been biting it. Oh my gosh, they're wicked. Then I would recommend getting a hardbound one. Toss. I'm not actually tossing them. Next on the list, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna try and do all the paper, like I said. So many YouTubers, so many watercolor girlies recommended the Canson Watercolor XL watercolor paper to me, and I want to be honest, I'm so grateful. I love it so much. You can get a pack of this, like a big pack of this, for like $5 at the Wally World. It's to be, you know, there's no cotton in it. It's just cellulose or whatever they call it, watercolor paper. It's really good, especially if you need to do like practices or even just like anything. Like it's really good. I really like it. I have a whole bunch of it. I love it. Now for its sister or cousin, I don't know what it would be. I don't love this. This is their marker paper. Since it's unlike the render paper, it's not thick. It's actually really, really thin. And there definitely is a coating on this to be able to use it. And that being said, you can only use the top of it. It doesn't tell you that, but I'm telling you that you can only use the top of it. And does the top and the bottom feel different so you can tell? No. Also, it's marker paper. You can use it for markers, obviously. It's not the best. Like, I've seen different papers that aren't even branded to be for marker papers that make the markers look way better on them than this. And also, like I said, if you try to do it on the back, it doesn't work. That being said, it's very smooth. I do like using it for like pen stuff, like just pen and ink. So if you want to, but this is the other thing. This unlike the watercolor paper, this paper is kind of expensive too. So unless you're going to our best friend Michael's or Joann's or something, they've got one of those buy one get one free things on paper pads. I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I use this for I use it for like test sheets. I use it for pen and ink, and then I use it if I'm doing marker in a sketchbook that doesn't take marker. I'll like cut it in half and then stick it in between just to make sure that it doesn't bleed onto the next page. So that's what this is used for. So we said we're getting through all the paper first. The lovely, who I love, this is no sarcasm, Frannard. I don't think it was this one specifically, but she told me that there was paper that was made out of rocks, and I found a company. They're called Ogami. I think they're based in Italy. I'm not 100% sure. And I got it, and I was so excited. I was actually gonna like use this one next. Here's a problem. I don't know what it's good for. I don't know what you're supposed to use with it, because I'll get close and show you. I used pencil in it and it doesn't erase it. I used fountain pen in it and it smeared it everywhere. It did like it doesn't, you can't erase with it. It smears pen. I mean, we can get a marker right now and test it. In fact, let's do a live testing. Alcohol marker, everybody. That looks bad. I'm gonna show it to you. I had hope for like, hold on. I had hope for like half a second. It's not looking too good. It did dry though. It did dry though. So my issue with this is I don't know what to use it for. Also, because it's not made out of paper, it doesn't feel like paper. It feels like plastic. It feels soft but also plasticky, which is very, it's a strange sensation. If you guys have like a suggestion of what I should do, maybe I should do, I don't know where I was going for that, but yeah, I got it because Friend Nerd had it, so she didn't even suggest it, she just told me she had it and I got it. And yeah, I have no idea what to do with it, so egg on my face, but I love you, Friend Nerd. We're doing paper. Let's get some paper today. Oh, here's some paper. This is the Strathmore 500 series mixed media paper. I think like a lot of people really love this. I got this one a while ago and I wasn't too hot about it. I think I was just not in the best place in my art career and just in life. So I wasn't too hot about it, but I started using it again somewhat recently. Oh, there's like eraser how embarrassing. There's like eraser shavings caught in it. I started using it again not too recently, and I kind of like it. It's here, I always use the back for test pages. So I've been testing like some different watercolors that I have. I'm really close to the mic. I'm sorry if it gets like loud. I've been testing some different watercolors with it and just like materials that I use. I use Prismacolor a lot. I use like the smaller lead sizes, so I have like a 0.3 pencil, a 0.4, and a 0.5. I use colored leads, and then I have a few fountain pens and stuff, so I've just been testing that kind of stuff with it, and I'm growing fonder of it. My biggest issue with it is, once again, the cover. This one's way worse than the render one. Like, it gets so beat up and chewed up, and I don't know, like, especially like the top, like, look at it. It gets demolished, and I don't know, do you just accept it? Like, what do you do about it? And like, Strathmore has to know. Do they just not care, or do they think like, oh, that's part of it? I don't know. Like, especially like here, I put like a clip on it to hold it down, and it's forever memorized. So that's my biggest issue with this, is that yeah, the cover gets really beat up. But the paper's really good. This is another one that they run kind of expensive. This is one of those ones that Michael's coupon or Joann's or whatever would really help you out, or look for it when it's on sale. But I like it. I like it a lot. We're doing paper. Midori, my Midori cotton sketchbook. Several people suggested this, and they were all saying, oh my gosh, it looks so good with markers, with Copics. And it doesn't look bad, but like, that's not... If I was trying to sell this sketchbook to you guys, I would not say like use it for markers. I would just say like the paper's really nice. It's got like some cotton in it, so you can potentially use water-based media with it. What else would I say? I don't know, and that's about it. I mean, you, like I said, you can, like, I did gouache and stuff, and there's a sketchbook tour of this one too, but like, I don't think, like, I guess the markers do look pretty vibrant. I guess they do look pretty vibrant, but the paper's so thin, it bleeds through so much, But I really like this. This is one of the ones that, like, Midori sketchbooks are one of the ones that I see when I see them in the art stores and stuff. They're very expensive, but when I see them online, they're not. So, and when I say online, I mean Amazon. When I see them on Amazon, they're never that expensive. But when I go to like art stores, they're always very expensive, and I'm not really sure why. Cons about this one, it's another one where the cover gets really beat up. Midori sells these like plastic things that you can put over it, which is fine, but like you gotta buy an accessory for your sketchbook. That's kind of, you know what I mean? I mean, I guess you don't. You could just have a real cover that gets really beat up. Two, I don't know if this is necessarily a con, but for me, like, there's so many pages. I kind of got, it took me a really long time to get through it. So if you're one of those people that, like, if it's too long, you start to lose steam, you're gonna be in this one for a while. But I really love this one, and this one is another one that has a fond place in my heart because I got through my art block with this one. So thank you, Midori, and thank you, YouTubers that suggested it. Okay, so most of the YouTubers that I know that suggested Arrtx watercolor paper suggested the cold press paper. I hate it. I cannot stand it. It's not that it's not good paper. The texture of it, it feels like it's stealing the moisture from my fingers, and I don't like touching it at all. And it's too, I don't know. It's very, very, very expensive too. So I do not like the cold press watercolor paper at all. That paper could be fantastic. I don't know, because like I said, every time I touch it, it grosses me out. I think it's a sensory thing, but I can't stand it. So I'm sorry. But recently I saw a YouTuber, she was doing her Inktober prep, and she was using the hot press paper, and I already had this pack. I think somebody gave it to me, or I might have got it. I used to work at this like after school art kind of place, and so that's another place that I got a lot of these supplies from. They might have given it to me because I don't know if I would have bought this on my own, but I was like, oh, I already have that, I'll try it out. So I haven't done a piece in it yet. I've just been like messing around with it. It feels really good. It feels really good. Two, so most of this is ink, and there's some watercolor on it too. It just takes the ink so nicely. I don't know what I'm going to do for it. I'm not a huge fan of Inktober, not because of like anything having to do with actual Inktober, but because whenever I was in art school, any semester that fell in the fall semester, my professor would be like, in addition to all the other work you're going to do Inktober every day. And I was always very salty about that. So whenever I think about it, I just think about that. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to do, I'll do ink pieces during October, but I will also do them during every other month. Maybe one day I'll do Inktober again. I don't know. This paper, yes. Cold press paper, if there's a place where you can go and touch it, go and touch it. And if you have the same reaction that I do, then you'll know, because it's so expensive. It's so expensive, and I can't. But this one I really do like. Okay, this is Hanamule. The watercolor girlies put me on Hanamule. I think it's German, I'm not sure. I really like it. It's also kind of expensive. This is because they have different ones. It doesn't say. This one is just their regular one. This isn't the one with the bamboo or the agave paper. This is the one with like it's just cotton paper. Yeah, I'm babbling. I like it. I approve. You guys know how I feel about this one. I am still heartbroken, gut-wrenched, throwing up a little bit that the Ohuhu markers did not work out for me. But I'm also celebrating, renewing my vows, loving life that this Ohuhu sketchbook did work out for me. As you know, because I never shut up about it, I do not like spiral sketchbooks. But I love this bad boy. The paper is so nice. and so smooth. And so it just, look at this. It's like an assist. It's like Ohuhu set me up for an alley-oop. Oh, this was the test. This is the test page. Also, Heartbroken Again. Those Sanjokis did me so dirty. So, I don't know if you guys remember this, but as you can see, it's just fading. Where can I put my fingies? As you can see, it's just fading more and more and more. Like, look at his little hand, and then you can also see it. Remember how that was blended and now it's not blended? I don't know if I'm ever going to get over this Sanjoki heartbreak. This just feels like betrayal. This is why nobody talks about their markers, because like this is heartbreaking. But this Ohuhu sketchbook is not. It's renewing me. It's holding me up. It's lifting my face towards the sun. And I love it. And this one's not expensive. Unlike those other sketchbooks, this one's not expensive. And there's like there's 60 sheets in it. Okay, we're moving on. So next up, this is another one that the YouTube girlies swear on. These are the Stillman and Burns. This tiny one is the beta, and this big one is Zeta. And I've used one more, and I think it was Gamma. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going to say it right now. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. Once again, they're very expensive. The paper to me is too stiff. It doesn't, in my opinion, the watercolors don't really perform like so well. Like it just, like I've seen better. It feels like the watercolor can't like get into like the paper as much as it should. I could be making that up. These are just, you know, my novice observations, but like these are Daniel Smith's and they kind of look bad, you know? So I'm just out here saying. This is Posca and marker. What is it called? Caran d'Ache. The Caran d'Ache crayons. I did this one with one color, and then this is a ink wash one. I don't know why I'm giving you guys like a tiny sketchbook tour of this. I'm supposed to just be telling you guys about it, but like yeah, I'm not a fan. This one's little and like it's good to like test with, so it's not that bad. I got this not too long ago because I was like, oh, I'm gonna give it another try, you know, like because there's been a lot of things that like, you know, I touched it once and I was like, oh, I hate it, and then later I came back around, so I was like, I'm gonna give it another try. Surprise stuff in it. I should have stuck with my gut. I don't like it. Yeah, this is it's a Zeta mixed media. It says it's good for dry, wet, watercolor, and ink. It's smooth surface. It's white. There's 26 pages or 26 sheets maybe. And then yeah, I've done one thing in it and I hate it. I don't know. I can't stand it. It's not. What am I gonna do? I might force myself to use it just so I can give like a more in-depth review on it, but I don't like it. But there are some people that really like it, and I've seen people do great work in it. It's just not to my taste, and I know you guys can't, but like if you can remind me to not keep buying Stillman and Burn, because it's just not working out. It's just not working out. I'm sorry. Speaking of not working out, this is a Pentalic sketchbook. It's not that it's a bad sketchbook, it's too textured. It's too textured and I don't like it. Yeah, that's basically it. It's too textured. I don't like it because, you know, like I'm not, except for this, I don't usually just paint straight on. I like draw first, and I don't enjoy drawing on this paper at all. It's way too textured for me. That paint do be getting in there though. That paint really gets into the paper, but it's too textured. It also has that sensation. It has the same sensation that the Arrtx cold press gives me. Not as much, because I can actually like touch. I take it back. I'm getting chills. I don't like the way it feels. I'm probably, usually when it's stuff like this, I give it away, but I feel like I've used this much of it, so this much is left. I feel like that's too much. I might just give it to my younger sister. I don't think she's gonna like it either though. I don't know. But yeah, it's not bad paper at all. It's just, it gives me that same, God, I feel embarrassed, like, but like thinking about it is making me like, ew, like cringe up. I don't, that's my only issue with it. Okay. We're gonna be in the paper section for years. Need I say more? I think everybody and their dog has either talked about Arrtx, got sponsored by Arrtx, Arrtx has sent them something. Not me. Arrtx, where you at? I'm kidding. But unless you want to, then definitely do it. And I will tell you guys, I'll be like, we pop in bottles, baby. We got sponsored. No lies here. So I didn't want to buy anything from them. I've been resisting their siren call for years, actually, and I'm actually pretty proud. They started selling it in Joann's, and they had it, was it 40% off? But you had to buy 3 of them. So I have 3 of these little ones. I haven't used any of them yet, so the jury is out. But I couldn't resist. Let me touch it. Okay, it doesn't give me that sensation that the other ones did. There's also an advertisement inside of this. Oh my God, Arrtx, come on, don't be tacky. So this whole thing right here that tells you about what it is also an advertisement for all of their other goods and wares. So there you go. I'll report my findings about this Arrtx watercolor, this Arrtx cold press double-sided acid-free natural linen bound watercolor book with 88 pages, 5 by 5 by 5 by 5. Whew, 110 pound. They really want you to know that it has 2 sides. They've mentioned it once again. I'll report my findings about it to you guys and let you know. I have a feeling I'm not going to like it too much because I don't like square sketchbooks, but I didn't like spiral bound, and oh, who got me? So, you know, anything is possible. Miracles do happen in this day and age. Also, I put it in the wrong pile. It goes in that pile. You guys can't see the piles, but there's a I haven't got to it pile and a I've gotten to it pile. We can't mix them up. We can't do it. Still on paper. Still on sketchbooks paper. This bad boy right here, had it upside down, is a, I'm gonna say this wrong because I'm not, I don't know. I'm gonna say this wrong. Is a Lectrum. I think that's at least close. It's a Lectrum 1917 sketchbook. You know that you've heard the girlies talk about this, and I call everybody girlies. I'm sorry. We need a non-binary, gender-neutral term for girlies that I can use so that I don't alienate people that do not want to be referred to with feminine type adjectives, modifiers. Tell me in the comments what we can say instead of the girlies. Because I was thinking kiddos, that sounds so condescending. The babes. We're okay until corrected. I'm gonna refer to everybody as the babes. You all know that you've heard the babes going on and on about this. Especially there's like this brand that's like, I don't like moleskin. I need a Lectrum that probably has better pronunciation than me. So I got one. Yeah, I actually have. I have this one, and then hold on. And then I think this was the first one I got because it was on clearance. But then after I got it, I was like, it's so tiny. What am I gonna do with it? Also, I just want you to know, it was on clearance for $8. They wanted you to pay a whopping $17.50 USD for this. How big is this? How big is this? It's in millimeters. Oh no, for this 90 by 150 millimeter sketchbook. $17.50 USD. No. Anyway, I got this bad boy. I'm not crazy about it. I have these pins that I got. These Rotring radiograph. I got them from eBay. These are really old. They make isograph ones now. I have one isograph one, but I got these because I didn't want to keep using microns because, you know, they're disposable. And I mean, I recycle, but I feel like some of that stuff still has to go in the ocean, right? Like I'm trying to prolong the life of the ocean. So I got those because they're refillable. They're scratching up the paper. Nobody, I watched like not a bajillion. I watched like 5 people talk about their lecthrums, and nobody ever said like, yeah, my pens are scratching up the paper or anything like that. But like, especially like in the hairline and all that, it's so rough. This is all I've done in it so far. I don't know. Maybe if it hadn't scratched up the paper, I'd be fine with it. I don't think it's doing the alcohol markers. Those are those 3 little dots. I don't think it's doing them the best service. I don't know how well you can really see that via video. But I will withhold judgment until we get a little bit farther into it, because I don't really like those kind of like first impressions videos, because it's like when you first get something, of course you're excited about it, like you just got it. Like give me a 6 months later, give me a I finished it video, which I think is what I want to start doing. Would you guys be interested if I did that, like in addition to like sketchbook tours? If when I'm like done with like a sketchbook, or like let's pretend like I completely use like a watercolor setup, would you guys be interested in me doing like a this is my findings, this is how I feel about it kind of thing? Because I can potentially do that, and I have to cough, so hold on. Okay, we're back. I think we're almost done with the paper section. This one is not the YouTube art you know what, no, it is their fault. This one's bullet journaling. I tried it once a long time ago, and I was like, this is way too complicated. And then I saw some videos where people were like, don't make it complicated and it won't be complicated. And I was like, yes, nice. The problem is, I forget. Like, for a while, I was doing really well. I had like a little like table of contents and everything. You know, I was doing my little spreads, my finances, all that kind of stuff, and I was doing really well. I had like a water and like a medication tracker, all that, blah 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 blah. And then I put it down somewhere, and 2 months later, I finally found it again. And so I don't know if the issue is this is too big for me to just constantly have with me all the time, and I just need something smaller, or if I'm just terrible at scheduling. It's probably the second one, but yeah, that's it. I'm gonna keep it though, because I've already branded it with really good stickers, so we're gonna use it for something. Okay, we have one more, and I cannot find it. I got a Mastery sketchbook. I don't know where it is. I can tell you I did not use it. Once again, I don't like spiral bound notebooks. You would think I would have learned this way before I made all these purchases. I didn't. And I don't like that paper. I think I gave it away to my younger sister. I'm pretty sure that's where it's at. But I got one. Didn't care for it. They do make ones now that are thread bound. But I don't know. Since I don't like the paper, I feel like it'd be a waste to buy one just because it's thread bound. If I get gifted one, I'll definitely try it, but I don't think I'm going to purchase it. It's another one of those ones that are really expensive. They are nice though, and they do They do engrave your name on it, but I didn't care for the paper. I don't like spiral brown notebooks. I never used it. So that's it. That's it for the paper part. We did it. We did it. I guess we'll just go around now, and whatever we get, we get. So this one is one that we all know and love. It's Prismacolor Coat Erase Pencils. This is the pack. This is the 12 pack. The 12 pack does come with my favorite color of all times. Wait, let me make sure before I tell you that. Yes, it does. Tuscan Red. Tuscan Red is my favorite color. I love it. I love it. I love it. You cannot buy Tuscan Reds by themselves anymore. They don't do it. The only colors they make that you can buy like one of now are the Carmine Red, whatever the regular blue is called, and then I think green, and that's it. I hope they change their mind, but yeah, so if you want Tuscan Red or any of those other colors, you either have to buy the 12 pack or the 24 pack. So I am bummed about that. I did scour the internet and buy like a whole bunch of Tuscan Reds before nobody had them. So I have like 11, maybe more than that. I have like a little stockpile, but after that, yeah. But maybe they'll change their minds. I love them. Okay, let me talk about them more. I love them. They're really good for watercolor because the graphite doesn't mix into the watercolor. Some people like them because they say they're harder to erase than graphite. Some people like them because they say they're not harder to erase than graphite. I find that it depends on how sharp the pencil is and how heavy-handed you are. I don't think it's like a harder or easier thing. I really like them. They're really pretty. They have like you can like integrate them in. They have like a really nice texture to them. I think they're fantastic. If you don't like how shiny graphite is, that might be a suggestion for you, because even if you do still want to sketch in black, they have a black one. So that might be a good suggestion for you. And I really like them. And they're not that expensive. Okay. But on the other side of expensive, these are the Faber-Castell Polychromos. I got this. There's a used art supply store in Savannah, Georgia, Starlandia. Love you guys. I got this from there for $28, which is really good. They were used, but I mean, I don't care. But I love Polychromos pencils. They are the opposite of Prismacolors. Prismacolors are very waxy based and soft. These have oil in them and they're very hard. Like if you ever want to do like lining, but you don't want to do black or a pen, these would be really good for that. And you can get them to really fine, sharp points. They are expensive, so I would either suggest, if you can find them used, getting them used, or picking some colors that you would like and then just starting a collection that way instead of buying like a big pack. Every once in a while they'd go on sale on Amazon, and it's October now, so probably around Black Friday they'll probably have a sale, possibly around them. If you want to be updated on a lot of art supply sales, I would suggest following Lindsay the Frugal Crafter. She is fantastic. She's very talented and she really stays up to date on stuff like that. She's like, I mean, she's not, but she's like Minecraft mom. Like she's also one of the ones that like will really tell you, like, you can just use this Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to get like the staining colors out off of your palettes and stuff like that. Like she taught me that. She really knows her stuff. She's been doing it for a while, and she just has like a really nice, fun energy. And she also will keep you updated on sales and stuff. And if you don't want to know about art supply sales because you have bad impulse control like me, she will tell you this is about sales. If you don't want to read it, just scroll past. So I would just suggest following her. You probably already know her. She's great. She's fantastic. I love her. Polychromos, yes. Thank you, YouTubers, for making me aware of these. Also, I've talked about it before, but these are some stickers that I made. This is my wait. This is my Parappa the Rapper one, because you gotta believe, and this is my yellow and blue diamond one. And the rest are not stickers I made. The Shot Heard Round the World Himi Gouache. I didn't stand a chance when it came to this. Like, everybody was on it. I was like, these cups are huge. Like, what a deal. I do use my himi gouache. Here's the thing about himi gouache. It's student grade. There is a video that I saw and I cannot find it, and I need, if you guys know what I'm talking about and you can link it or tell me who the YouTuber that is that talked about this, please, because it was so informative. The company that makes himi gouache makes it in these giant packs because in China, in a lot of art schools, what they make them do for their tests is they make them do a whole bunch of like master studies, like, and they have to, you know, do it for accuracy, so they need a ton of paint. That's why these things are so big. So I'm assuming that himi was like, well, why don't we just open up our market and just see who else wants it? And of course the babes want this. They come in cute colors. It's a ton of paint. This is a steal, not a deal. But the person that told me about that, it was so informative. I wish I would have wrote it down or something, because I've never heard anybody else talk about it. And one of the things that people often like, when they criticize it, they say like, it's not even that good a quality, you don't need that much. And it's like, well, yeah, like, it's student grade and that wasn't its intended purpose. And I just wish that I could show them proof of that, so that, you know, at least they would know. I don't know if they would care, but at least they would know. And then, you know, other people could know too, because it's not for the hobbyist gouache artists. I mean, you can use it for that, and they do. These did dry out once, and I did reactivate. I don't want to. I'll open it for you guys. Open it, and there's always a pain, because there's always like a little bit of like, I think it's a blue color that's always like, yeah, let me get all your fingers. That's the sound. That's his voice. Oh, it's not blue, it's green. I can see it already. Yeah, okay. But yeah, these had completely dried out. It was like a bit of a to-do to get them back. Like, some toothpicks did get broken. There were tears. There were fears. But I did it. The white's drying out. Now I'll look at it too. Okay. Duly noted. Did I get any? I think I, you know what? I haven't put the top back on. So before I say anything, let me put the top back on. Okay. So yes, I do like my himi gouache. Another thing that people say is they say it's not exactly like real gouache, but there's three kinds of gouache. There's two kind of gouaches like that. There's gouache, artist gouache, and then I think the other one is designer gouache. So I wonder when they say, oh, it's not like real gouache, which one they're referring to. I don't know. I just wish more people would know that, like, yes, we're buying it because it's cute and you get a lot, but that's not its intended purpose. And I don't know why that's such a stick in my craw, but I feel like the people need to know. But moving on, love it. You can get that for really cheap. They make this new one now where it's like twin cups and it looks like all the little gouaches are on a date. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm trying my hardest to stay away from it because you guys know I will have it and then be complaining about something else and I'm not getting used. So we're just trying to stay away from that. Next on the list. This one's very specific. There was like 2, possibly 3 YouTubers that swear by it. It's acrylic ink. So it's ink that doesn't get reactivated. I'm torn. On the one hand, I am very interested in it because a lot of times in my like watercolor and gouache things, like I reactivate the other layer. Now it's a horrible smeary mess. But on the other hand, I don't have enough experience with it to actually tell you if it's like how I use it, what to do, what not to do. So I have probably more than I need. I don't know if I've been telling you guys about this weird Hobby Lobby saga I've been on, but Hobby Lobby has been putting like all their stuff. So it was $5.99 USD, and then they I don't think it's gonna focus on that. It says $149. They clearanced out a whole bunch of it. They're like clearancing out all their art supply stuff that isn't Master's Touch, which is their in-house brand. I don't know why. That sounds like a terrible business decision, but I mean, are we surprised that Hobby Lobby is out here like doing the wrong thing? So I got a whole bunch from the Hoblobs, as I like to call it. if you don't mind going to that terrible store to get some cheap art supplies, I'm not gonna judge you. Check it out. Like my queer ass was up in there scooping it up, you know. So, and then I don't know. I don't think they're long with us unless the weird upper middle class aunt that needs tchotchkes for her foyer that you're not allowed to linger in is gonna keep them in business. Otherwise, I don't really know. I don't really know their business or who was keeping the lights on there in the first place. So maybe they do know what they're doing. But yeah, alcohol inks. The jury's still out. I'm very fascinated by them. I don't use them enough. We might have to do some kind of declutter so that I can actually use some of these more interesting art supplies. Don't hold me to it, though. I'm a wishy-washy girl, and I would prefer if it stayed that way. I don't know if that's true. See, look at me. All right, next on the list. We know them. We love them. It's Prismacolors. Boom. Honestly, what even needs to be said about them? They're fantastic. They're creamy. I put all of mine in the oven for like 30 seconds to reseal the wax so that they wouldn't break, and it worked. I would watch some videos on it before you do it, but it did work for me. My eye is so dry today, you guys. Anybody that has noticed, thank you for not saying anything. In 2022, I got Bell's palsy, so half of my face stopped working. So this, you can't see my eyebrows because of my glasses, but like this side can't. I haven't gotten like full motor skills back on this side of my face. It's also why sometimes my words come out like, because this side of my face is still like recovering. I'm very self-conscious about it, but whatever. But like today, like it's so dry. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I love them. I got a 72 set because it was on sale. I don't think you guys necessarily need to be getting 72 sets because they're on sale. On one hand, I'm like, 72 is a lot of colors. But on the other hand, I'm like, is it really? Is it really? I'm a bad influence. I'm sorry. I really do love them. This is one of those situations where I think it's like, maybe you should have to, especially if you do a lot of colored pencil work, because I would not line anything in Prismacolors because it's so soft. It would just break and smear. That's what I use my Faber-Castells for, especially in my watercolor pieces. But, you know, to like, if I did like a base in watercolor and then I want to add like some very like slight shadows or like some blush or something like that, Prismacolors is what I would use for that. And I would think that they would do a fantastic job. And with that, I'm babbling, but yes. Oh my gosh, I am babbling. Okay. What are we doing next? Okay. Oh, we'll go over here. Colored leads for mechanical pencils are my new jam. I love them so much. The only issue is they only make them in 0.5 and 0.7. They might make them in 0.9. I don't use lead that big. That's gross to me. I want them to make them in 0.3 and lower, but I was doing some research and everybody was saying that it would be too soft and it would just snap. Boo, do it. You got the technology to do all this other stuff. Bake it, do it. So this one is I don't know if it's uni or uni color. It's in 0.5. I don't care for the actual mechanical pencil. Like, this is nothing. This is flimsy and nothing. But, the lead's pretty good. And then this one is the Pilot Emo. I used to not like this lead, but I've come around. It's very smooth and buttery, and I'm kind of in love with it now. I wish they made it in 0.5 is my only critique of it. And also, this is just a superior color. Like, look at... Look at that. Which one would you rather have? This one's going to hurt your little hand. This is going to hurt your little hand. Anyway. I do, though. I got this from Jet Pens. This is also a uni one. It's 3 colors. So it's blue, red, and then yellow. And it's all in this like little like multi-pin thing. I don't know. I think it's really cute. I don't really use the yellow one that much, but I like it and I like taking it with me and I think it's really cute. And I use some of that veterinarian tape because, you know, you can't put like glue. I mean, I guess you could put glue on dogs, but it's like that bandage that sticks to itself right here. So because it's kind of hard too. Like it's not soft at all. So I just use some of that to kind of cushion it. Okay. This one is another one that I think is like super overhyped, but everybody talks about, and it's Blackwing pencils. So the thing about Blackwing and their claim to fame is this is basically what the old school cartoonists use, like Chuck, Nice, and you know the people that made Looney Tunes, the old 9 men of Disney, and like they're like, yeah, it's like half the weight of a regular pencil, so you can use it so much and your hand doesn't get tired, which is true. They are very light. They are very light. But here, and you know, when I first heard that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But now I've been thinking about it more and more, and I'm like, well, yeah, they didn't have any kind of, like, they had to hand draw everything. And if they made a mistake, they had to redraw that whole page. Are you doing that? Like, it is half the weight of a pencil, but pencils don't weigh that much. And these things are very expensive. So I don't know. I just kind of wish people would be more honest and be like, I think they're really cool and I want one. I think they're really cool and I like them. But like, to be like, well, it's half the weight. So you're okay, sure, whatever. Okay. But one thing that I will say that nobody warned me about is the different colors mean different things. So this black one is like extra soft lead. And this was the first one I got and I hated it. This one right here is extra firm. I usually write on at least one of them so I'll know. I think the gray ones are the balanced ones. And then I have a piece of paper that has what these are written down, but I don't know offhand what they are. But my suggestion is do not buy like a whole box of them. You can go into like not any, but most art stores and most stationery stores, especially stationery stores. They love these things, and you can usually get one for like $2 to $3, just an individual one. So that would be my suggestion. And then you can ask them too, like, hey, do you know what this one does? What about this one? What about this one? Because they make a ton of different ones. Like seems like every 6 months they're like, this one is to celebrate Jackie Robinson. Draw far. I don't know. But like, yeah, like this one is I'm pretty sure this is like Lichtenstein inspired, you know, the guy that did like a whole bunch of art pop. Oh, okay. But like it's always something like that. Like there's like a Looney Tunes one, it's always something like that. So I think they're cool and I got them and I'm okay with admitting that. I'm not going to be out here being like, you see, they're half as light and so my hand doesn't hurt. I just think that that's a weird thing to like say when you know good and well that you're not crunched over your draftsman's desk with like your, you know, Mickey Mouse executives breathing down your back being like, that's not what Donald Duck's back feathers look like and you know it, do it again. Like, let's just be honest with ourselves. It's okay to be like, I like it, I think it's cool, I want to be a part of it. Now, I know I'm saying that the Blackwings are overhyped, but one thing that I don't think is overhyped, but I do think is overpriced, is this Blackwing sharpener. I got this one on sale. The sale price of this was $12 USD. $12 USD. Now, I will say this. It is fantastic. So it's a 2-point sharpener. I should have cleaned it out. I'm so sorry. So you stick it, the first hole like makes it long and then the second hole sharpens it, and it has changed the game for me. I recently found one that's similar from that German company Koom. I hope it's pronounced Koom. It's K-U-M. So I hope it's Koom. And it hasn't got here yet, but I'm going to try that one out because that one was marginally cheaper. So once again, I will report my findings to you, but this is really good. And if you can, like I said, I got this on sale. If you can find it on sale, I would, and you do a lot of stuff with like pencils and not mechanical pencils, I would suggest it. But art stuff costs too much money. I said it. Another thing, we all know them. We all love them. It's microns. These are the special Was it 25 edition ones, a year edition ones that are black? That's all that's different about them. They're just black. I just thought they looked cooler. They're exactly the same. I do still use these. I'm not buying any more though, because like I said, I don't want to keep throwing away plastic. I'm trying to like I know billionaires are out here being like, I only can afford 3 yachts this year. What's happening? But I just feel bad. So I don't want to keep using like disposable pens, disposable this and that. Like I'm really out here trying, and I'm not judging anybody that is. This is the life and times we live in. You can only afford what you can afford. I feel bad. But I love microns. I don't think there's a fine liner I like better than microns. I think microns are it for me. I have tried the Copic ones, and I prefer microns. I'm just gonna say it. Oh, this bad boy. I think anybody that's ever attempted Inktober knows about this Pentel brush pen that everybody is. I don't know if everybody's actually rabid about it. Camera, thank you. I don't know if everybody actually is rabid about it, but everybody, I feel like if you say that you're an artist, like they just send you one. Like if you open up your junk drawer right now, you might just find one. I don't like it. The brushes, the brushes are too brush-like, but not long enough. It's probably because, so this is how I hold pencils and other pencil-like materials. I know this is like the weirdest grip you've ever seen. And I think just because I hold pencils so strangely, it's really hard for me to use this, because I'm like choking the, like, I don't know. But it's hard for me to use because of my grip. That's all I'm trying to say. I also recently found out that, like, however, like, kids learn to write, you only have till, I think the occupational therapist told me it's like 5 or 6 to correct them. Otherwise, it's like really, really hard to correct. So I was doomed from the start. What's next? Oh. Poscas. I like Poscas. They're okay. I don't think you need them. I know everybody likes them and stuff like that. I don't think you need them. I don't even think like the white, because I know a lot of people use the white ones for highlights. I found so far what's been working really well for me, I did a whole bunch of research before I bought it, is this Neo Pico line white. So far, this has been the best thing that I've found to actually get like opaque white lines. Poscas are fun. Poscas are okay. I don't think that they're needed. And if you are going to mess around with Poscas, do big before, because otherwise draw big and draw on like smooth surfaces. They're okay. I don't regret buying them, because, you know, on occasion I do use them, but if I didn't have them, I think I'd also be fine. I think if I did more like graphic, like art stuff, then maybe the Poscas would be more appealing to me, but I just don't. Another thing that's not, I thought I'd really like these Ecoline brushes. I don't like them. I don't know. I thought I'd like them. I saw some YouTubers using them and I thought they were really cool. I don't care for them at all. At all. We're getting through this stuff, you guys. I'm proud. Whoever told me to get this Cricut light board, bless you, thank you. This thing is fantastic. It's amazing. It's the brightest thing I've ever seen. I can see my beautiful reflection in it right now. It gets so bright. The only problem is, this is another thing that's like, this is way too expensive. I think they usually sell it for like $70, which is crazy. I found it on sale for $40, and even at $40, I was like, ugh. But I got it, and I love it, so I'm glad I got it. If you can find it on sale, I would get it. I highly recommend it. I strongly suggest it, especially for anybody that has to transfer a lot of drawings. It's really, really great. But if you can't afford that, go to a window, tape it up on a sunny day. You can, I'm telling you, you can use it. You can do it. Okay. This these, I'm making a whole video about this. These are the Jane Davenport tins because the watercolors are not in them. There was a time, I think it was 2017, where the watercolor babes were rabid about these tins. And it's because at the time you couldn't get a tin that wasn't black, except for Jane. She really had it. The thing is, I never heard anybody really talk about the paints. Like, you'd see them use the paints like for their first video when they first got them, and then like you tune in like a month or two later and they'd be like, yeah, this is where I'm keeping my Daniel Smiths now, and this really cute Jane Davenport watercolor tin. I know, because it's what I did. So you can't even get these anymore unless you go to her website and get them, and I would not recommend them because it's not even the same tin. I do know, trust me, I do know. You'll hear about that hopefully pretty soon. I think I got this particular one for like $14 back in 2017, so it wasn't like a waste, and this tin is cute as a button, but it was just one of those things that I think we were all just starved for, like, color and cuteness, that we really hyped up a product that wasn't that good. But honestly, I would pay $14 for a gold tin, so I guess it was fine. This is something that I feel is another one of those things that if you're just an artist in general, you know about. This is where I keep my Copics. Oh, and also my Ohuhus. Hey, I was looking for you guys earlier. Hey. Yeah. Everybody knows about Copics. Copics, if this was... not even 10 years ago, maybe. If this was 5 years ago, I would say, yeah, you need Copics if you're gonna do stuff with alcohol markers. But now there's so many different things. There's Ohuhu. There's, what's the other one that's, like, pretty good? There's another one. You got options now. And I don't think Copics are resting on their laurels, because I don't think they care. Like, they've got really good formulas, and they're like a, you know, huge internationally known company. So I don't think it's a problem for them. But there are cheaper alternatives, and that's a good thing. I'm always happy when art is more accessible to everyone. But speaking of markers, as you guys know, I've been super brokenhearted about my Sanjoki adventure. I did return that other set that I got, and with the return money, I got these Arrtx ones. This is an 80 set. So I was worried at first because they are the same naming scheme and colors. I'm trying to get where's the sheet at? That's not even it. Anyway, they're the same naming schemes and colors as the Sanjoki markers. But I've done some tests, and so far so good that they haven't faded or done that gross yellow mark thing. So what I'm supposing, because I'm no scientist and I don't know and I don't want to get sued, is that they use the same ink base, but these just put less of whatever filler that Sanjoki put in them, so they're better. Because they're the same colors, and they're the same color numbers, and they're the same color names, but they're not doing that thing that the Sanjokis are doing. So they are more expensive too, but I mean, of course, but they're not crazy expensive. I'll put a link in the description. But yeah, so I haven't talked about them yet because I don't want the same thing to happen with the Sanjokis to happen with this. But so far, so good. And if you do want to see a video of me like really like putting them through the ringer, I'll do it for you guys. This one is another one that is not the fault of the art YouTube community in general. This is just a YouTube in general issue. It's Casetify. This is a Casetify case, and I'm just gonna say it's a good case. Have I dropped my iPad and it's bounced and did like a little pirouette flip and then landed and it was safe because it was in a Casetify case? Yeah, that did happen. I don't know why we're bringing that up, but here's the thing: they're way too expensive. And they have like this weird program where you get like coupons of discounts, but it's time based. So it's like if you just bought a case, then like you get a coupon for 20% off another case like for the next 3 months. Who who's buying cases that often? So it's not really as great as it seems. I did find out they have an Amazon, you guys. Just go to their Amazon. You can buy the cases for way cheaper, and they have pre-owned ones there. Just do that. Just do that. Like, I was telling you, it'll be like $20 to $30 cheaper. You didn't hear that from me, though. If you really want one. I really wanted one. I'm crazy about cats. I love Cat Wheezy. I was like, I need it. I want to have it. And, you know, ironically, my iPad isn't even in this. Obviously, it's not in this Casetify case right now because I wanted to put stickers on my case. And I didn't want to put stickers on this beautiful art. So, but yeah. Yeah. They're just way too expensive to, yeah, they're just way too expensive. I mean, they're good cases, but I think you could get, how much was this? I think this one was $60. It might have even been more. It might have been more than that. I think it was $60 though. And I feel like I can get like a $60 case that like also like charged my iPad or did something else. You know? Like you can get good iPad cases for $10. Just saying. Here's a strange one. The lovely Dr. Oto Kano told me specifically, she said, Panda, now you go out and you find this, a deviled egg plate. Why? Because you can learn complementary colors with it. Ooh, and so I did. This one's plastic. I have another one that's porcelain, but the problem is it's not in a circle. They're just all willy-nilly, so it's not as good for its intended purpose. It's still really good for putting watercolors in and making mixes with. But this, I got this one from Family Dollar, I think. So it was $1.25. And I've seen deviled egg plates at Family Dollar and also at Goodwill and nowhere else. So if you have those or something comparable and this is something that you would be interested in, I'll link the video of Dr. Oto Kano talking about it. And yeah. What's next? It's koi watercolors. I think there was another time where like people wanted to be portable with watercolors and koi was really answering that call. You don't really hear people talk about them as much. Hold on. One of my watercolors is trying to escape. This is actually, so be proud of me, you guys. I actually used up the first koi watercolor set that I had. It wasn't this one. It was an 18 set. An 18 color set, and I actually used it up there. It was like maybe there were a couple colors left, but the rest I was like digging in there to get, and I was really happy. So probably because I was so proud of myself for using it, I had maybe more fonder memories of the actual watercolors than I should have, and so I got another one. And as you can see, this bad boy is barely used. It's not that it's terrible. They're not terrible. They definitely are student grade paints. My issue is I don't know how to use these I've tried. I always get the paint always gets sucked back into the water tube. No. And also in this post-COVID world, where am I going that I need to have portable water? You know what I mean? It's just not what it used to be. I'm not upset that I have them because I actually do like the functionality and the compactness of this. Like, I think that this is a really cool design. I actually am really impressed with it. Like the way they've utilized space and stuff, I really do think is fantastic. And I feel a little self-conscious about geeking up about something like this, but I think it's really cool. But I just wish that I used it more. Maybe this is another thing that I just need to find somebody that would actually give it a good home or something. I don't know. We might have another video where I just really, KonMari myself. Don't hold me to it. But maybe. Okay. Ignore this jazz up here. Just look down here. These are my Winsor & Newton. The full pans are my Winsor & Newton paints. This was another one. I had the teeny tiny Winsor & Newton Cotman set when I first started doing watercolor. And in between one of the many, I moved like 5 times in 4 years. And yeah. So in one of the many moves, I lost that watercolor set. And I was like, oh, how will I ever get on without it? I did such great work. It was another one of those nostalgia brain tricks. So it was another one, like somebody told me like, hey, it's on sale. So I got it. The case that it was in had like little plastic pieces in between it, and I lost one, so the case was unusable. So I put it at the bottom of this, and I barely used them because let me tell you something, I don't like Winsor & Newton watercolor paints. I didn't know that back then because I didn't have options back then, but now that I have options, I'm telling you specifically, I don't like them. I'm sorry I got so aggressive, you guys. I'm mad at myself because I keep doing this. I keep going in circles with myself. I don't like these paints. Why did I get them again? You know what? This is a good thing. This is a good thing that I do YouTube now, so I can watch these videos and be like, yeah, I don't like those. I keep doing it. It's infuriating. This was another one. These are my M-grams. This was another where the watercolor babes really set me on. And this is the issue. I live in the South. I live in the muggy, humid South of America. And the M-gram paints use, I do believe it's like blackberry honey. It's some kind of honey that they put in it. And it never dries. I am not, this is not hyperbole when I tell you that Terra Rosa I have literally had since 2017 and it is still as wet as the day I got it. They never dry. They just get this like sticky, tacky mess. Do I have like a, I don't want to touch it with my actual finger. Okay. You guys ready for some movie magic? It's not movie magic. Okay. Can we see? They never dry. They're always like this. If you live in any place with humidity, be prepared because they're never gonna. This has to lay flat at all times because it'll just whoop whoop slip slide out. It's like trying to run away from home. They don't dry. So I mean the paints are pretty good, but they're also, you know what? They're also very expensive. To buy like 5 M-gram colors is like $50 or something like that. So like for paints that never solidify, no. Uh-oh. Do we have some more kids that don't want to dry? Okay. These are my Roman Schmalz. I don't think I'm saying that right either. It's Polish paints. Sketches and Scrubs did like some swatches of some colors and they were so pretty and so fantastic, so I got them because Jackson's was like, hey girl, they're on sale. I'm not trying to make a cohesive palette out of these. I have too many paints for that. I just got colors that I was interested in, so thank you Sketches and Scrubs. I love them. Also, I think I was complaining about a while ago. This tin finally got here. It took it literally 2 months. I'm not bitter. I don't know why you guys brought it up. Weird. All right, that is everything that I currently have in my possession. Now I would like to talk about genre of things, and it's subscription boxes, art subscription boxes. I have at different points in my life been subscribed to Arrtx, Scrawlrbox, Sketchbox, Inspire Me. That's it. Only those 4. And what I thought and what they try to make you seem is like, yeah, you get these new materials every month. You get to try them out and then you get to be exposed to new things. But that's not what actually happens. You get these new materials every month. They give you like 2 colors or like one thing. You always get a pencil. How many HV pencils do you think I need? Those are a dime a dozen. And then you either hate them and don't know what to do with them and now have like a gold and a orange that you don't know what to do with, or you're like, well, yeah, I like them. I only have these 2 colors. Now I gotta buy more. It never scratched that itch in my brain that I thought it would. And if anything, it turned into a money sink because now it's like I'm paying all this money to get these boxes every month, and then I'm paying all this extra money to get like these collections of things because I got one of them and I don't like that one color, but maybe I'll like the other colors. So I'm not doing subscription boxes anymore. Sorry, I'm not doing it. If you want to do it, you do it, but like listen to what I say and then think about if that applies to you. If you have better self-restraint than I do, go ahead and do it. And I hope you're happy, and I hope every time you get stuff you want, and I hope you really like HV pencils because you're going to get them. You're going to get them. All right. Oh, this is an honorable mention. Nobody made me buy these. This is all of my, it might not be all of my, this is my erasers. I was gonna be like, Casey Golden made me buy a whole bunch of erasers. How could she do that? But I'm not gonna lie. Casey Golden didn't make me do a gosh darn thing. I was happy when she made that video about all those erasers. I was eating that up because I love erasers. Speaking of story time, if I can even find, oh my gosh. My oldest came home from school and he was like, Mommy, I got you something. And he showed me, there's like, it's so tiny you can't even see it. There's like 10 of these. And I was like, oh my gosh, what are these? And he's like, they're erasers. I got them for you. I was like, you got these for me. They have like their little currency for when you're good at school. And then you can like trade it in for like prizes and stuff. Each one of these was 2 of their little currencies. He spent 20 of his school bucks on these itty bitty erasers. And I was like, I'm really happy that you did that. Thank you so much. You don't have to spend any kind of money out, like spend that on yourself. Do that for stuff that you want and you like. And he said, but I need you to know that I love you. And it broke my heart. They're conning you. They're conning you, cutie. I don't know how to tell him that was a bad investment. I mean, I'm happy he got them for me. I'm happy he thought about me, but I also don't want him to do that because that's his school money for being good. Like, don't they have like ice cream or something? Like, get that. But, you know, it was just a cute but also heartbreaking story, and I'm in my feelings about it. But that's it. This was probably very chaotic because it was just me rambling. But if that's not what you come here for, get out. Don't get out, please. Please don't get out. Thank you again for always coming and listening to me ramble and bramble. We are almost at 100 subscribers and I'm super duper crazy excited about it. I don't know what we're gonna do. Somebody suggested like showing off the art supplies I use. I might do this is my drafting desk. I might do like a tour of like my drafting, or what do they call it? A studio tour. I might do that. That could be fun. Once again, I have all these art supplies. I'm not gonna use them all. I'm trying to figure out, we might do some kind of giveaway. I don't know, because some people are saying like YouTubers that do giveaways are like super tacky, but like also like, isn't free stuff free stuff? I'm gonna have to look into it. I'm gonna have to work it out. For right now, it'll probably only be like continental US, and then we can like expand or something. But like, if you think that that's a good idea or something, just say something in the comments. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, thanks. All right. I knocked the mic down. All right. Thank you guys. I love you guys. I hope you guys are all having a great day and making great art. Bye.